Now listen, when we talk about Drake and Kendrick Lamar these days, it's like watching two completely different movies playing out at the same time. One's climbing, one's crashing, and guess who's stuck courtside throwing tantrums like a reality TV extra? Yep, Lubri. Drake just pulled off something rare. He actually followed through with one of his shows for once, instead of canceling last minute like he's allergic to his own fans. And what does he do right after? Goes full-on courtside Karen, emotionally spiraling right there on stage. Meanwhile, Kendrick, he's moving in silence, but that silence is thunderous. We've got major Kendrick news bubbling that might explode into something massive. So trust me, stick around because this story is unfolding fast. But first, smash that like button because the way Drake's melting down, we're gonna need support just to keep up with the drama. Every single day, it feels like Aubrey Lubre Graham is spiraling deeper into this icy abyss of L's. And his fanboys, the so-called Ice Men, are furious that people are just telling the truth. Sorry, not sorry. Let's get into it. This is the same guy who once claimed he studies rap battles like a scholar. Said he was built for this. But let's be real. After this past month, the only thing he's been studying is how to fumble a career in real time. Between the crumbling tour, the flopping tracks, and the endless PR disasters, it's hard to even keep up. And I say this as someone who wanted to be hyped about new Drake music. But here we are, once again, covering another flame out, another crash out, another headline of embarrassment. And honestly, at this point, you gotta wonder, what is really going on in that man's head? Because after canceling shows left and right, after seeing the excitement die out, after pulling the plug on an entire tour, yep, it's all a blur, Big as the What got ghosted mid-run. Drake didn't just catch an L, he volunteered for it. He signed up for humiliation. This isn't a rough patch. This is a man marinating in loss. Let's not forget, he told fans he'd reschedule those dates months ago. Never happened. No follow-up, no refund reassurance, just silence. And the silence speaks volumes. Now, instead of taking a break, reflecting, or I don't know, growing up, Drake hits the stage in Amsterdam and delivers possibly one of the most pitiful performances of his career. And that's saying a lot. You can't even call what he did a concert. It was more like watching a Z-list wedding DJ who forgot to bring energy or talent. During even the most hyped songs, Drake barely moved. He yelled a few random words, stood around, and let the speakers do all the work. It was like watching someone rehearse for a show he didn't even want to be at. Sure, maybe in his head, this low-energy style means he can do more shows, tour longer, save his voice. But from the outside, it just looks lazy. Embarrassing even. Because here's the thing. Real performers pour everything out on that stage. They sweat for it. They earn the cheers. Drake? He's just collecting a check. But it didn't stop there. Oh no, he just had to top it off with another one of his infamous rants. The kind that start off pretending to be deep and motivational, but quickly devolve into a full-blown pity party. This time, he tried to spin the whole "I'm a good guy" narrative. And it was painful to watch. Drake literally stood there and said, "I didn't get here by being a snake. I got here by being good to people, being nice to people. My karma is straight." Really? He closed the speech by saying, "All my dogs, I appreciate you." And fans, yes, grown adults, literally barked back at him. Let me pause here. If you're out there in a crowd, barking like a dog for a man who just said, "My karma is straight," after a month of disaster, I don't even have the words. Actually, scratch that, I do. Embarrassing. Just straight up embarrassing. And Drake, instead of self-reflection, he's out here gaslighting his own legacy, trying to rewrite the narrative as if people forgot. But we didn't. And we won't. Let's actually unpack this "I got here by being a good person" claim. First up, Lil Wayne. The same Wayne who made Drake. The man who gave him the pass into hip-hop at the highest level. What does Drake do? Allegedly slides behind his back and starts creeping with Wayne's girl. That's not good karma. That's betrayal, plain and simple. Then there's Future. 2 albums worth of sneak disses. 2. And when Future finally claps back, what does Drake do? Cry about it. So much for not being a snake. What about Metro Boomin? According to reports, when Metro was grieving the loss of his mother, Drake allegedly told someone close to him that he didn't care about any of that. He just wanted his beat. Tell me again how that's good energy. Let's keep going. There's the alleged mess with Kim Kardashian. Backdoor moves, coded lyrics, shady timing, all while Kanye was still building a family with her. Whether it's true or not, the implication was loud and gross. And don't even get me started on the way Drake's dragged women into beefs with Pusha T, Kendrick Lamar, and even LeBron James. Yep, that bizarre bar about LeBron's wife still lives rent-free in the cringe hall of fame. Disrespectful, unnecessary, and not at all what a good guy would do. And finally, let's talk affiliations. Morgan Wallen, DDG, others with problematic pasts. Drake doesn't just associate with them, he co-signs them. And when you give people like that your platform, you send a message that their behavior is okay. And that's not just bad karma, that's dangerous. Look, we could go even deeper down this rabbit hole. There's plenty more. But the point is this: Drake isn't the good guy he claims to be. He's been doing damage quietly and publicly for years. And now that the backlash is real, now that Kendrick aired him out and the world finally started holding him accountable, he wants to play the victim? Sorry, but no. You can't throw rocks and then cry when people throw truth back at you. Drake's been selling fans an image that's completely divorced from the reality. And now that the mask is slipping, the stage shows, the rants, the awkward energy, it's clear. This isn't a comeback story. It's a slow motion collapse. And if part 2 of this saga is anything like what's coming next, you better believe we're in for even more drama. Let's be real. The era of loser Labre is in full effect. And the love, the law, the loyalty, it's all unraveling right before our eyes. Because while Drake shows are spiraling into meme-worthy meltdowns and awkward energy, Kendrick Lamar, that man is thriving. Every time he steps out, it's a celebration. Every stage he touches turns into a war cry. Whether it's deep cuts or chart-topping bangers, crowds lose their minds for Kendrick. So why are we still playing with the title? Stop it. He's the king of rap. Period. And just when you thought Kendrick might take a victory lap and coast, he and longtime collaborator Dave Free hit us with something massive. While Drake's tour collapses like a house of cards, Kendrick and Dave are laying down a foundation, literally, for the future of creativity. And it's called Project 3. Yeah, Project 3 isn't just another brand. It's an institution in the making. This is more than a name. This is a statement. Kendrick and Dave just launched what they're calling a full-service agency. That means everything from creative direction, content production, brand design to full-blown strategy. And you already know if they're behind it, it's about to shift the industry on its axis. Let me break it down. Kendrick's been hinting at something big for a while. If you really listen to The Heart Part 6, he basically forecasted this. Unlike certain rappers, cough, Drake, cough, Kendrick actually backs his words with action. And now, with Project 3 stepping into the spotlight, it's clear. They're building a creative ecosystem that isn't just about music, it's about legacy. They're not trying to be another label or artist collective. No, they're crafting the next-level version of PgLang, evolving it from a visionary label into a global creative empire. They want to reshape how stories are told, how brands are built, how culture moves. And trust, they're not playing small. Dave Free recently dropped some gems in a statement that deserves a standing ovation on its own. He made it crystal clear. Project 3 isn't about chasing infinite growth. It's about scaling with integrity. It's about quality over quantity, building brands and content that actually means something. Let me quote him for the people in the back. He said, "We're not trying to do just anything with anyone. We're going premium. When I look at a brand, I'm not thinking about how to get them to next quarter. I'm thinking about how to get them through the next 10 years. Whew. Read that again. He continued by saying he wants Project 3 to become a source of inspiration, something so innovative, so impactful that other companies reference it when they want to do something bold and authentic. That is the mindset. That's the energy. And let's not forget who we're talking about. Kendrick and Dave aren't new to this. They've already shifted culture through their work with rap, the NFL, Chanel, Gatorade, and more. These two don't move unless the move is monumental. In a world where everything feels watered down, disposable, and built for short-term hype, Project 3 is stepping up to be the antidote. They're challenging this era of fast content, fake emotion, and cheap virality. They're betting big on craft, on artistry, on building something that lasts. And let's be honest, they're doing the exact opposite of what Drake represents right now. Because while Kendrick is launching a high-concept creative agency with long-term vision, Drake is barking on stage to his fans, crying in motivational riddles while everything around him burns down. The contrast is wild. One man is setting the blueprint for the future of artistic expression. The other man is clinging to the past, desperately trying to convince himself and us that he's still the chosen one. And as Drake pushes his tour dates further into oblivion, having literal meltdowns on stage, Kendrick is pushing boundaries. He's creating institutions. He's building legacy, not just playlists. So for all the die-hard Drake stans who are foaming at the mouth in the comments right now, let's stop pretending. Be honest. Who really won the beef? Because if you've been paying attention, if you've actually watched how both men have moved in the past few months, the answer is painfully obvious. Drake is out here putting on a Broadway performance of denial. Meanwhile, Kendrick is out here reshaping art, reimagining business, and realigning the industry's focus on substance over spectacle. There is no contest. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this latest crash out from Drake, aka Loser Labre? Is this the moment the illusion finally shattered for the world to see? And on the flip side, how are you feeling about Kendrick's next game-changing move? Because let's face it, this man isn't just pushing the boundaries of rap. He's dismantling the whole framework and building something better in its place. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. And if you want the full story behind how Drake officially canceled a whole leg of his tour and why fans are still heated, check out the next video on screen. You won't want to miss it.